the shots at it. He said, we usually show fight, we usually show resolve, and Steve began our broadcast tonight saying that Tom said we usually don't let go of the rope. In the last 2 games, we've let go of the rope. Hollins picks up the foul, his second. The numbers from the third quarter, looks like they're holding on to the rope tonight.
Yeah, I'll say,
against a good Boston team.
Particularly in the third quarter. And this game really has been about energy. You know, in the first half, Boston really was rolling, was flowing, playing harder than Chicago. The Bulls have turned the tables, and what I'm looking for now in the fourth is who can sustain the energy. Boston coming off that loss last night, the trip in from Boston. You know, can they sustain enough energy here in the fourth to knock off the Bulls?
Ryan Hollins picked up his second personal foul.
I think Coach Thibodeau basically just simplified the offensive playbook. When we walked into the meeting earlier today, we saw a playbook that Peyton Manning probably couldn't memorize. It was so many offensive plays. I'm like, Coach, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way guys on your team are able to read all these plays. It's like, Rez, sometimes you just got to keep it simple.
It was like 2 phone books, wasn't it?
It was unbelievable. I've never seen an offensive playbook that thick in my life.
We needed to open that thing up and look if there were actually any words on some of those pages. It was like 2,000 pages.
Gibson picked up his second foul here, working on Kevin Garnett at the line.
Looks like he got him a little bit and grazed the elbow area, which does affect the shot.
You know, they want Garnett to be less unselfish.
Yeah.
They want him to fire and think offense.
That's hard. That's hard.
I was in New York Christmas Day, the opening game, Boston and the Knicks. And Doc Rivers told me that day, he said he'd been referring to Garnett as 20 and 10 to Kevin. He kept saying, hey, 20 and 10, what's up? All training camp when he'd see him. What's up, 20 and 10, how you doing? He was trying to get it into his mind that, look, we need you to produce. And this has been such an unselfish, balanced team the last few years that they didn't need that scoring from him. This year's a little different. They need it.
Here comes John Lucas. Hey, by the way, Sprite looking for the most uncontainable basketball talent. Submit your vote at Sprite.com.
I think right now in Kevin Garnett's career, 20 and 10 is a lot on a nightly basis. Maybe 17 and 8 is more realistic.
Yeah, and that's where he is about the last month or so.
Luol Deng gets that shot. Deng tonight has gone only 4 of 14, but he's 8 of 8 from the line. He's got 16 for Chicago.
And with Rondo on the bench, guys, this is a key stretch here for Boston, trying to generate offense. They're going to need to knock down some jumpers like that one for KG.
Yeah. Great stroke by Kevin Garnett. MVP, 14-time All-Star, although not this year. He didn't go to the All-Star game, nor did Tim Duncan.
You know, he's got a double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds for the big ticket.
John Lucas, Ronnie Brewer. Shot clock at 3. Oh my goodness, look how far Hawaii was! He shot that in from Kankakee! Man, oh man, what a shot. I don't even know where Kankakee is. I guess how I wanted to say it.
Rolled right off your tongue.
I know it. I had to think about it. This ties the biggest lead for Chicago. 4 offensive foul. That is against the Boston Celtics. It goes against Kevin Garnett for the 4th time.
And John Lucas III just stretching the floor. Oh no, he didn't.
Oh yes, he did. John Lucas, undrafted D-League, played Italy, Houston, Rocket time there, Spain, China. Now Chicago, of course, the son of former NBA player, coach, John Lucas. Here's another one from 3. Rebound by Kevin Garnett, who picks up his 12th rebound with 10 points.
I was about ready to get up and call a cab if you had made that one.
Pierce, Garnett, Ray Allen.
What a great game.
It is.
This is fantastic.
You got it. Rose again missing for Chicago tonight. 12th consecutive miss, 22nd missed game of the season. Had missed only 6 in the previous 3 years combined. Deng, shot clock at 5. Guarded by Garnett and Pierce into Gibson.
Well, I mentioned that Boston had to generate some offense with Rondo on the bench. The Bulls are trying their best to score without C.J. Watson. And John Lucas more of a shooter than a facilitator. So the Bulls just trying to find some points here. Both clubs really defending hard.
Allen is 3 of 8 shooting.
It looks like they're trying to put the ball in the hands of Dang a lot to have him facilitate, especially once he gets into that paint area.
The defense of Bradley on Lucas. Luol Deng.
Tough shot.
Put the ball into your best playmaker's hand, especially with C.J. Watson on the bench for the Bulls.
Chicago's got their biggest lead. Rondo coming off the bench. Deflection by Ashik, and here comes C.J. Watson. Both teams have hit 5 threes tonight. 12 turnovers. Brewer inside. Ryan Howland's got a hand on the ball. Deflection out of bounds. Kyle Korver with the 3, his first hit tonight.
Second shot opportunities again, nipping the Celtics. And here's Bradley with the steal and the finish. Nice effort there.
Meanwhile, Tom Thibodeau goes back to Noah and Boozer, both of them very well rested to go against this Boston front line. Garnett and Bass. Bass has had a little rest here, but Garnett's been on the floor an awful lot.
Bass has come in for Hollins. Ashik and Gibson leave for Chicago. Steve told you about the subs right there. As we close in on 6 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Kevin Garnett, another shot from outside. Here's a 5 who stretches the floor. 12 points and 12 rebounds for Garnett. He's got 6 here in the 4th.
Yeah, and that's another brilliant move of why he is playing 5, is because you're drawing Noah away from that basket area at that 5 position.
Shot clock is down to 6. The defense by Bradley, who picks up the foul right there with the nudge. He's got 5.
Paul Pierce, the truth, trying to bring his Celtics back here in this 4th period. Taking the bigger Noah off the dribble. KG knocking down his 12th point. The goal.
Game on ABC is going to be an interesting game. If Rose will come back to the Bulls.
Yeah, Chicago fans are dying for that tap, and I think the biggest thing for the Bulls is to just find some rhythm with Rose last 10 games or so before the playoffs.
Carlos Boozer, rebound by Paul Pierce, his 8th.
I'm wondering if Stan Van Gundy is going to be on that flight to Philadelphia in that Orlando-Philadelphia matchup. So much hoopla going on down there in Orlando.
I'll be talking about that after the game in Atlanta with Ernie. Jen, Charles, and Shaq. Rebound by Joakim Noah again. Cleans the glass. Rebound number 8.
That's the shot Garnett used to finish in his sleep.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what happens when the legs get a little older, a little wearier. Tough to complete those kinds of plays.
Boozer. Nice defense inside by Bass, who had 3 blocks last night against San Antonio. And a foul. It goes on Boozer, number 3.
It's got to be interesting when Doc Rivers and Tom Thibodeau go against one another. It's almost like looking at a mirror defensively, because both of these teams, at the point of contact, they're great at running other players off the 3-point line. They're tough. The only thing that Boston doesn't do as well as Chicago is rebound the basketball.
Yeah, they just don't have the. They just don't have the personnel that Chicago has on the front line.
Watson against Allen. Dang. Wow, right on the doorstep. They couldn't get it. And the hustle of Bass collects it. What a golden opportunity missed by Chicago. Pierce. Rejected by Noah. Picked up by Watson. 3 blocks for Noah. Into Dang. C.J. Watson.
Paul Pierce got a little greedy on that possession.
Yeah.
He had a wide open 15-footer. Instead, he tried to get to the rim, and Noah was just waiting for him.
Brandon Bass. Bass knocks it in from outside. 13, make it 15 points and 5 rebounds. Luol Deng. Paul Pierce. Deng has taken 18 shots to get 22 points tonight.
And he's usually the guy who's bailed them out at the end of shot clocks. You said it, Reggie. He's the only Bull player, other than Derrick Rose, of course, who can create a shot.
Ray Allen moving off screens. Here comes Kevin Garnett. Noah defending.
Yeah, that's pretty good defense there by Noah right there. Staying down on the pump fake of Kevin Garnett. But if you're the Celtics, they tried to run a single-double for Ray Allen. So they could give him a little bit more looks offensively.
Switch on defense, Dang and Rondo. Pierce is on Watson. Oh, Chicago recognized it and cashed in on the switch.
Get into our stuff. We got plenty of time, but one basket at a time. The reason they got this lead because they've outworked us this half.
Rebound and run. You know, Chicago is the #1 rebounding team in the NBA, and Boston is dead last.
22-14 edge on the glass for Chicago here in the second half. And we talked about that front line, the activity of Sheik and Gibson. I thought, even though they didn't put up great numbers, I just thought their work in the paint and on the glass kind of changed this game.
Now under 3 to play in a game which saw Boston lead by 13 points earlier on. Here's Allen, shot clock at 4. Garnett gives it off to Rondo, back to Ray. Little hesitation as you saw, but he gets the mid-range jumper to fall.
Yeah, all he needs is a slither of light. It's a nice little pump fake. Kept his pivot foot down, one dribble in with the leaner.
He's got 12 tonight, coming off the bench for the first time since the 02-03 season.
Timeout, Chicago.
Tom Thibodeau will take a timeout for Chicago.
I agree with Doc Rivers. There's a lot of time left in this game, and the way that you can set your defense certainly can come up with stops.
State officials urge complete evacuation.
Up to 2:33 to play here in the fourth.
Well, I think the reason Tom Thibodeau made the timeout call was to get Carlos Boozer in the game. He had put Taj Gibson in for defensive purposes on this move from Ray Allen, who didn't travel. I think he kept that toe on the floor after a great and got it off before the shot clock. But it was a great defensive possession for Chicago.
Yeah.
One of the reasons was they had Gibson on the floor with Noah, so terrific mobility defensively. Ray Allen still scores, so now Thibodeau calls the timeout, puts Boozer on the floor because this is his better offensive lineup.
Boozer takes the place of Gibson.
And what I like about it too now with Dang on the floor and CJ Watson, these are two players who have been penetrating, being able to get into the point, and when the front line of the Celtics comes, you've got someone who can score around the basket in Carlos Boozer.
Rondo is trying to stick with Watson, who's playing with the bad ankle. Here is Dang over Pierce. What a shot by Luol Deng, who's got 12 fourth-quarter points for Chicago.
Yeah, with Rose on the bench for the last 22 games, their closer has to be Dang.
Quick double on Allen. They blitz Garnett. Outside to Pierce. Over Watson for 3. Missed it all. Sailing out of bounds.
Is there anybody better in the league at one dribble pull-up jumpers? I mean, this is his move. He just gathers, he creates a lot of space with that dribble, but then just rises up, knocks down that jumper. That's his shot there.
Dang's got 26. That is a game high. Spirit feeds Carlos Boozer. So Boozer's got a 13-rebound, 12-point game tonight. 26 from Dang, 15 from both Noah and Watson. Bulldozing his way through, grinding for the shot. Was Paul Pierce, and a foul called. The 26, by the way, for Dang is a season high.
Look at the interior passing here by the Bulls. Little touch pass to Dang. Dang little drop off to Boozer with the finish.
Dang picked up his 5th foul. Here comes Paul Pierce at the line. The number 19 scorer in the NBA, and he is scoreless in his 4th quarter for Boston. Here's a look at the upcoming NBA on TNT's schedule. Coming up right after this game inside the NBA, they're going to be talking about all the doings down in Orlando, and they'll go over this one with a fine-tooth comb. The next Thursday, LeBron and Miami will take on the Chicago Bulls. Then the Dallas Mavericks will be in Oakland to take on the Warriors. Coverage 8 o'clock Eastern. That's next Thursday, and it's only on TNT.
This has been all about effort in the second half for Tom Thibodeau's club. Doc Rivers said it. He told his own team, they've outworked us.
Here's a turnover. Rondo at the other end. Gathered in by Allen. kind of